Okay. Good afternoon, evening, or morning, wherever you are, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be game number 5 of this best of 5. This is the semifinal match to see who will go on to the finals here at the ISM June Diamond and Master Tournament. Spawning in the lower right-hand corner here on Ultrazeem Stronghold, it is going to be ODacad's Armageddon. And spawning on the upper right-hand corner in the green trunks for Team OD, it's going to be IMcuddlebear. Okay, so Ultrazeem Stronghold, definitely not a good map for cannon rushing, so hopefully won't be seeing too much of that shenanigans going on. Didn't quite work for Armageddon last game, so definitely going to be a little bit more. He's like, yep, had 10 Marines or something. But yeah, last game, very interesting game. A lot of kind of odd play. So Armageddon went for that cannon runch on it was King Sejong Station. Started to work, and then IMcuddlebear was basically said, you know, I'm gonna abandon my main, go ahead and take my natural, and then a very wonky third base, or I guess second base at that point, but was able to get his economy booming compared to his opponent, and just was able to pump out way more Marines than he needed to deal with a Blink Stalker 7-gate push. So apparently Cupcake wants Armageddon to win, so we'll have to see whether or not she... Oh, it's a she. We'll have to see whether or not she will be all in the name of love, I guess. Anyways, so pretty standard builds coming out so far. We are seeing a 2 racks come out of our Terran player. Definitely going to be going for something a little bit more on the aggressive side. Pretty standard opening from him, though. Going to be going for the Reaper opening, which is pretty typical in most PVTs from my experience. And so far, so good as far as the Protest player. And it does look like he's going to go ahead and take a really, really fast expansion, as this map definitely is a good proponent to it, as your natural per se is kind of an in-base natural that really is difficult to get to. Granted, this base will actually probably be a point of contention, considering his opponent did spawn in the upper right-hand corner, which makes it very, very viable for easy drops and things like that. So IMcuddlebear is going to go ahead and send his Reaper out to do a little bit of scouting, get an idea of what's going on, and things will be good and well with the world. So, going to get in here, see the Chrono Boost on the gateway. Not a whole lot indicated from that. Obviously, he knows that he wants... gotta love that Korean. Yep, gotta get in, scout the natural, and basically get an idea of what's going on. Now, we do have continued Reaper production, so it does look like he wants to try and be a little bit more aggressive than most builds. Now, no expansion coming out of IMcuddlebear so far, so it does look like he wants to play very, very much more aggressive than he did last game, as he did get 3 really, really fast bases. Ooh, Bunker actually going to be going down. And actually, with this many Reapers out on the field, he's definitely going to be able to come in here and get a fair amount of damage. A little bit of micro should go a long way. Going to come in here. Ooh, barely. No, not going to get the surround. And actually, the Twilight Council is going to get scouted. So, pretty much at this point, you know, Armageddon's still kind of a little bit in the dark. Doesn't quite see the... doesn't see the bunker being built, so 4th Reaper will come around, get in here, start to get some damage done. Gotta be very careful not to lose too many of them. Reapers will just go ahead straight for the bunker. Now at this point, he has scouted the bunker, so he does know that this pressure is kind of like a small mini... Ooh, Reaper's coming out. Gotta be very, very careful not to lose any of those. Because this small contain's going to be pretty... He's like, lol, for real? Exact response from last game. So yeah, so behind this, IMcuddlebear's going to go ahead and get his expansion up, get things rocking and rolling as far as tech with his factory. Still only 1 gas so far, not going to be going too heavily into gas. It does look like he's going to let these Reapers heal up a little bit more before he pulls in. Not going to be able to get a whole lot done with them. So at this point, just kind of a mild contain, I would say. He does have vision of just outside the ramp, so I don't think the Stalkers can get in here. Reaper's coming in, obviously doing little bits of damage to the shield, not quite hitting the hull, but that could potentially... we can't both play normal. That's funny. So yeah, so Marine's still building up back here, and Stim is actually about 2/3 of the way done. Going to be finishing that up relatively soon, and Widowmine's coming out. So we're going to be seeing possibly kind of the Stim Widowmine push. Obviously, with the Star Pole coming out, like I said before, there's going to be some really easy access for this natural base back here, and you know, all IMcuddlebear is going to have to do is just kind of keep his opponent at bay up here at the front, and then he's going to easily be able to drop back in the back of the natural. So we'll have to see whether or not the Photon Overcharge will go down on that in time, but that's kind of what it's looking like as of right now. So Stim finishing up. Obviously, still more... Mule's not doing this thing. That's not good. But still getting out his SCV production, looking at units tab. Just 11 Marines, handful of Reapers, a little bit of poking in here. Gonna try and get another probe. Yeah, gets another probe. Quite nice. Pretty much for free at this point. Now, you know, as the Stalker count starts to build up, obviously this bunker's going to become pretty useless. Blink is actually going to go ahead and finish. He's going to go ahead and try and salvage. Not quite. He's like, didn't get it. But yeah, there's quite a few Marines out here, and with Blink finishing up, it does look like Armageddon wants to go ahead and apply some pressure. We'll have to see if he actually gets anything done. Obviously, Observer's going to be coming in here. And with no backup pylon, this really isn't going to get a whole lot done. But just depends on whether or not this drop can get some damage done. Charge actually being researched along with the Dark Shrine. So, very interesting tech choice. Not sure if that's specifically going to be used for DTs or if that's going to be more so for Archons. So we'll have to see. Okay, here we go. Speeding in, dropping one mine. Gonna go ahead and get those burrowed. Bam! Ooh, some nice hits. We got a total of 5 kills off of both of those mines. Definitely pretty effective. Now, obviously, the Observer for Armageddon is still over in his opponent's base, so we'll have to see. He's going to be chrono boosting out that second Observer as quickly as possible, and actually going to go ahead and build down a cannon as well. So, ooh, actually, very interesting. Warp Prison going to be. He's like, no. So yeah, those are going to get cleaned up. Ooh, and actually, oh, that's a bummer. So that's actually a really, really big loss, because with that, you know, one less medevac to heal and get things rolling. I don't know. IMcuddlebear's definitely in a pretty good position as far as supply is concerned. Obviously, Combat Shield and Stim are both done, so he's going to be able to deal with a lot of this, any type of mass blink in. It's got a lot of Widow Mines and things like that. And yeah, just looks like IMcuddlebear's going to go ahead and push out here. Nice little Stim going off just to get down. Ooh, very nice catch there. Going to get in here, try and get as much damage done as possible. Zealot's getting in here, getting some damage done. Is there enough, though? As far as upgrades are concerned, neither player have really any upgrades, but there are just too many Marines here. Warp Prism will go down. Really random time warp at this point. Photon recall will be called, and definitely a nice engagement there for IMcuddlebear. As the supplies have now, double compared to his opponent, so things are looking really, really good for him. I wouldn't be surprised to see some really big drop come out. I mean, at this point, the only real units that our Protoss player has are these Stalkers that are being warped in the Mothership Core, so it's going to be really, really difficult for this to be held. I mean, we've got 2.5 drop ships worth of units, so we'll have to see whether or not this can get anything done. So units are being dropped down, trying to focus down as many as possible, but will there be enough? Not enough energy for Photon Overcharge, and it looks like he's going to be able to push on through. Zealous people being worked in, trying to get as much surface area as possible, but with the DT being worked, ooh, very nice scan. DT will go ahead and get picked off. And at this point, there's really not a whole lot that can stop these Marines. A couple more units are going to go ahead and get warped in. Another DT going to be warped in. And it looks like, overall, some very, very nice damage getting done. And now with this third base potentially going to get canceled, Overall, a very, very nicely executed drop, getting a lot of stuff done. And now with the production coming out of IMcuddlebear, he's definitely going to be able to round out his composition and really get things steamrolling in his favor. Drop's going to try and get in and gets maybe a little bit more damage done. There's a nice little pocket back here that he can get into. Doesn't quite see it yet. Do have another scan. I wonder if he'll see that. So overall, pretty. He's like such a weird game. Yeah, kind of. I mean, you know, it's kind of basically all boiled down to that push out that just didn't really get a whole lot done. As far as units killed, you know, it's pretty much all Protoss units as far as units lost. I mean, looking at the workers killed, still definitely in favor of IMcuddlebear, but units killed on both sides pretty even. Another scan going down, trying to get an idea of what else is out there. But I think at this point, IMcuddlebear's pretty happy on 2 bases. Not really a whole lot, you know, of progressive thinking coming up. Wow, that's a lot of SCVs down there. I'm not sure if we had like a drop or something go down, but that's really weird. So yeah, so things are looking really good for IMcuddlebear. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a push out fairly soon. Now we do have Colossus production on the way. The biggest problem that I see in this army composition though is he doesn't have a whole lot of support units, which means the Colossus are, you know, they can get a lot of damage done, but if they don't stay alive for long enough, it's going to be really difficult for these to actually, you know, get enough damage done. So. Warp Prism is going to scout the army moving out, and IMcuddlebear is definitely looking for some blood as he pushes out here. So we'll have to see whether or not he can actually get a lot of damage done. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if we see kind of like a split drop where he takes maybe just 1 or 2 drop ships and drops them into the natural while he pushes up the front. So we'll have to see whether or not that actually goes on in. Do have a couple of try and get a nice couple shots off. Gotta be careful of those stims. Don't want to overstim your units. Okay, scan going down. A couple nice shots getting off on that same Colossus. Just whittling down those shields, minimizing the amount of damage he actually has to output on it. But yeah, it looks like IMcuddlebear's happy where he is. He knows he's taking his 3rd base, getting his 3rd base rocking and rolling. And his opponent's still sitting on 2 bases, so he's pretty comfortable at this point. Does need to be very careful, though. Obviously, by playing the more passive style play, he's not going to quite have the opportunity to get in here and really do the damage that he needs to with a slightly smaller Protoss army. Because once this Protoss army gets to you know, kind of the 150 to 175 supply, things are going to start looking really good. And he's definitely going to be able to take a fight versus his Terran opponent. So Widowmine going to go ahead and get taken out. Scan will go down, so does see exactly what's going on here. Observer does get taken out. That's actually a nice little, very small victory, but a nice one. And yeah, it looks like IMcuddlebear's going to be trying to get himself into a position. Not quite sure if he's going to want to engage this so far. I mean, he is very close to being maxed out. Ooh, nice Widowmine executed. Now, Vikings coming in here, trying to get as much damage done as possible. Units doing a lot of damage here. Marines trying to stay in and get good enough surface area, but the Colossus are just getting awesome damage done. Trying to focus them down as much as possible, but the Colossus still stand. At this point, it does look like there's just barely enough support units, and it does look like Armageddon is going to be pushing through here. Oh my gosh, that engagement could not have gone better for Armageddon. Who barely saved that Colossus, but yeah, things are looking really good. And honestly, I think that was enough to push the tide in Armageddon's favor just a little bit. He's got to be still very careful not to overextend here. Because obviously overextending at this point would pretty much be the game, considering he's still only on 2 bases, hasn't really had a whole lot of time to get in here. Scan will go down, but it's like units-wise, you know, 29 Marines. There's only 1 Colossus here. Colossus will get taken down, and the stim is going to go down. Looks like IMcuddlebear is going in, trying to get as much damage done as possible. looks like a blink backwards, and Armageddon is now on the run for. And it looks like IMcuddlebear is going to be going ahead and taking into his third base once again. Very, very nice way to get out of that that small little contain that he had. Very, very well done. And yeah, at this point, Armageddon the only thing he can do really is back off. And I mean, his main is mined out, so he's definitely going to be in a very, very awkward position for the next couple minutes or so as the Nexus finishes up. Obviously, if IMcuddlebear actually chooses to go ahead and push this, I think he might be able to go ahead and push himself for that victory, because obviously the income, you know, one base economy, just it's rough. I mean, you can't really do a whole lot with it, and you really need at least 2 to sustain a decent enough army to deal with the amount of production that IMcuddlebear has. So we'll have to see whether or not this engagement is going to go ahead and push things in his favor. Stim will go in, trying to get a cancel on that third base, which would be a very, very nice thing. Archons will immediately go down, and it looks like the army is going to go ahead and push through. ASTF, GG is called. And it looks like IMcuddlebear is going to go ahead and be moving on to the finals.